Guys, so anyone who likes shorter material, such as like my fitness videos, you can go check out my Instagram, Supreme Micah, where I do post shorter fitness videos, and it's just simply fitness videos, that's all, and some pictures for motivation. But like I mentioned before, most of all my newest content will be on YouTube, so even if you do follow me for my fitness videos or motivation, whatever, tips, just make sure that you still subscribe and check out my YouTube channel. Thanks. What's up, guys? So in this upload, what I want to talk about is my head injury. And this exact clip that you can see right now, last year, almost around the same time in 2019, I actually injured myself when I was squatting. Now, as I was coming down from the squat and then back up, I felt this really sharp pain in the back of my head. At the time, I just simply thought I had a migraine. That's all it felt like at the time. And believe it or not, I only took a few Advils, maybe 4, amongst the week when it occurred. At that point, I really did think that it was just a migraine. I thought that I wasn't drinking enough water, and things like that happen all the time. You pick up something heavy and sometimes you kind of get a headache. But in this case for me, it was prolonged throughout several weeks, and it started to become very painful, and I realized that something was very wrong. Now, continuing throughout the end of the year into 2019, the beginning of the year, I continued to have pain, and it was very sharp pains in my head. And as I mentioned before, I thought that this was migraines. I went to the doctor, and apparently it wasn't. I bruised a muscle, and at that point, the doctor recommended me to do weights that were light and avoid doing weights that were tedious to that specific area. So I did follow that advice, and I continued to lift lightly, and it didn't help. Unfortunately, it bothered me throughout the work week. 40 hours a week I worked. I just started a new job. I had this pain while I was sleeping, and at the time I was continuously taking Advil to be able to have the pain go away, and unfortunately it was only temporary. It actually came back. I didn't go on anything other than Advil to be able to reduce the pain in my head. Now, the bruised muscle that was causing the pain eventually did heal, but the long story throughout this entire process was trying to figure out exactly why it was hurting so much and why the Advil wasn't actually working as we thought it could. I had to go through an MRI to be able to try to figure out if it was anything that was seriously injured, and thank God it wasn't. Now, till this day, I actually still have pain in that area. I really haven't pinpointed exactly why it still continues. I'm just thankful that it's not anything too serious and that I can continue to go to the gym as I used to. Now, the pain only comes back when, let's say, I wake up very fast, or for some reason when I drink. If I go out on a night of drinking and I had a few beers and some shots, I'll definitely feel something in my head. Now, do I drink all the time? I don't drink all the time, so it doesn't occur that often. And even when I do drink, sometimes it doesn't occur. Now, I really wanted to know exactly, how this could affect me going forward, especially since I continue to go to the gym. And, I've always cautioned myself in regards to lifting heavy weight, being very careful about what I'm lifting and if I can do it. Me personally, squatting that amount that I just showed you was something that I've been doing for years. I'm unsure exactly what caused that injury and for that muscle in my head to be pulled at that time. But now that I know from prior experience now, when I'm in the gym, I'm very cautious about my form, and I try to make sure that when I'm lifting heavy, that it's something that I know that I can do. And I try to keep my reps low, especially when I'm lifting heavy. That's very important. It's something that I highly recommend if you're lifting heavy. What's up, guys? So I wanted to let you know about my podcast that I post on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure that you check that out now. Look at this intro that I have for it. It's pretty interesting, and I'm going to have some great collaborations coming soon. Thanks. What's up, guys? This is my podcast overall to talk about my fitness journey. Now, topics-wise, it doesn't always have to be about fitness. If there's a topic specifically that I think my listeners may be interested in, then it's likely I can bring it up in the podcast. So don't rule anything out, especially when it comes to this podcast. I appreciate anyone who's listening to this, and I also hope that you do enjoy listening to this and share it with anyone around you, friends, family, and coworkers, and always expect great content. Thank you for listening, and I really do hope you continue to enjoy my podcast.